Hello everyone, it's Giri. In this video, I will walk you through how you can get started with Ritualy. Once you land on this page, you can simply click on Get Started, and after you can choose your desired plan. For this session, we're going to choose a free plan, and then we have options to choose for sign up. Either use Google, Microsoft, or email. Email is quite simple. You enter your email and it sends a secure code, and it signs you in to keep your access simple and secure. But for this session, we're just gonna use Google. So once we logged in with Google account, it lands on this page and asks you to create your plan to keep it your flow simple. So we set my plan, and here we can enter our plan for a project. So currently I'm just going to paste my plan here that I got from ChatGPT by creating this plan about local community. It's pretty much quite a simple plan where it's a digital platform to connect local residents and community groups and volunteers, so they can get the support when they need, such as share local resources, discover community activities, and etc. So it's going to list a couple of things that require project stages and any repeat work that we need to do. So enter as much information as you can, or you can also attach the documents if you have any document. But once we have that, we're just going to hit a review the plan. Once it's going to finish with the review plan, it's just going to create a draft of plan to review. So the motive of this plan is to have the action items that you require to track. So have a brief goal and summary and list of tasks that it's required to do, and any repeat task that we need to do. It's really good to check and see if there's anything missing. If you're required to add any new task, you can pretty much add a new task like this. But if you're happy, you don't need to. And same as with the repeat works. So once ready, we can hit save my plan. Once it's saved, it's viewable under projects. It create that project with that plan being saved here document, and it creates all the tasks under it with all the details that requires. And also for the repeat tasks, that goes in the rituals, all the things that are required. But we just need to set a schedule, how often we want to repeat. So let's say this was a monthly. We're gonna say at the end of the month, and we're just gonna set the time at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. So once we set up our schedules for the week, and then we can come on the dashboard or focus period, and I'll ask you to create the focus periods. The focus period, the goal here is to have a weekly container that's to appear what we need to focus on this week, and Kanban board to see the board of the task list. So let's say we have one project, and maybe one or two projects are still in progress. So we're gonna just come with an example with one or two more projects are in progress, so they're coming along. Let's say we're gonna create a focus period for 1 week, and starting today, and have a little bit goal here. So we're just gonna, it says social media, content pack, and small concrete push, but we're gonna say do a discovery session, discovery for community platform, and also plan the marketing material. So that's our goal for this week, and we can choose our task that it needs to be. Some tasks are already been suggested: social media posts, client project requirement. That is for different projects. Let's say for the local sport, we need a community sports needs. Yes, we just need to find out the needs. We don't need to do this, we don't need to do this. Social media for our other project. So we only have, let's say, 3 tasks in progress, and things that we need to repeat this week is morning routine, check-ins, community partner meetings, weekly user feedbacks. Just have 4 things that we want to do. Review focus period. That's how it's pretty much for a week. 3 tasks and 4 recurrings. And yeah, start the focus period. So once it's pretty much already started. It shows that the today's view. We can also view as a whole week what's coming up, and then on the period is just show the full overview of the progress of that. And so that's pretty much for the daily repeats, and this is for the task that's it suggests that in the progress. Social media post requirements that we need to work on, but again we can move around which task we need to do. Let's say I'm waiting on this task and I'm gonna start on this, and maybe after 1 or 2 days mark done, and this is now resume, and then it's gonna show that in progress. So let's say 1 more day passed, 1 task been done, and 1 stays in maybe waiting. But we are end of our 1 week. So let's say we are end of our 1 week. So now we have to finish our period and say this week I made good progress and completed 2 tasks. Or actually we haven't done any recurring, so let's say we have done morning routine, check-ins, just to keep that a little bit of track. Maybe we missed a few morning routines, so yeah, so that's pretty much. And date, so this week I made good progress, completed 2 tasks and made a decent progress on recurrings. So, but I did missed few tasks and recurrings that I should plan accordingly. Again, pretty much whatever feels helpful to keep that information, you can have that, and then carry to next forward, carry to next period. So whatever task been pending or waiting, it's just gonna continue the next. Or if you don't want to carry forward, we just can say end without carrying. But for this period, we're just gonna say go to carry forward to next, but it's gonna ask to create a new period because it needs to carry forward. So let's say we are starting in 28th, so which is, and movie e-commerce store development with small concrete push. So yeah, we can keep that. We keep doing that same recurrings, and this time we'll have only 1 task in progress, and we might can add few more in the focus period, review, and plan. So why it's showing the plan is because it's not starting today. We planned it and after a week, but if we have to start it, it will be starting from today. It cannot start from future. So that's been the focus period, and also we can see our previous focus period, how it's look like, to keep track of what we tried to achieve in that and what we have achieved and what we learned in that periods. So bit of handy stuff. Once that, and then we have the check-ins that we have done in past. Just a couple of things. Let's say we have done this check-in, and we have the insights about the performance of that time, what we accomplished, what new things been suggested, what needs to update, and any other observations that it requires. And yeah, so once that check-in is done, that's pretty much finished the flow. And but other few handy features are like the dashboard. So dashboard, it shows, let's say we're gonna start our period, because let's say that day has been reached and we need to start, so you can just say start that period. No, it says set up new, so we need to start new period. So it's pretty much started that period that's supposed to start in a week. So in that way we can see on a dashboard what it's look like. Just show the big picture of the completion of that project and the focus period progress so far. And the other handy stuff is like list of projects. So we have all projects that's in the progress and 2 projects in focus. Sorry, all projects which we have listed and 2 projects in the focus. Nothing completed and nothing cancelled. If you need to plan more, you can plan it here as well, and same way we did initially. And in the tasks, we have list of all the tasks which are in the focus period and which are not in the focus period. All sits there with advanced filter options. If you need to create, you can simply create a task here, new task, and it also do the search same time, so make sure you're not creating any duplicate tasks, and can choose a different projects if you need to create into, so it will create into that. Otherwise, whatever project we have been choose, it will create in there. So that's the task, and then we have the recurring tasks which we have already seen. It's all the repeat tasks. The goal here is to keep them in a way so we can keep improving our repeat tasks. We can keep collecting the notes information that it requires to keep us improving that repeat work. You can add any logs that we want to capture. Otherwise, there's handy tips that we need at the time of the task, we can capture here. And then we have a notes which is quite handy as well. It's pretty much linked to all the notes and documents that are linked to the recurrings, how it's been done that we have listed. The project notes all are listed here. The task notes, how that task has been needs to be done, or the task description, check-ins, the logs that we have entered for the recurrings, or this is also for the projects option as well. And all, if task been completed or project been completed, it will store there instead of deleting everything out. And if tasks or project been cancelled, it goes there. So that is the big picture, and other are handy stuff. We also have the calendar, but it's yeah, there for your handy tool. So yeah, so that's the walk so far. And to install it, to use it, you can pretty much install from the browser, and you get the instructions from here, from the menu install. So you can install from on any device, small, medium, large, mobile, tablet, laptop. So it just installs on your device from your browser, to keep it very, very simple. So that's pretty much, and I will be very keen to hear back from you about any feedbacks, any ideas, or any issues that you came across. And if you want to reach out, you can simply go to contact page and fill up the form, or you can follow us and support on socials on different channels. Yeah, and we have a lot of other ideas and features are in our pipeline, but we're not going to throw all the features at you. The focus is to keep things very simple and clean, and so you have more clarity and you can move your projects with real progress. So thanks for listening.